I cried that whole night. I never wanted to be married. It was a horrible wedding.
It was a mess.
I really didn't want to get married, but...
We only got married because Gammy was crying.
The Smiths' marriage just got a lot more complicated as Jada's admission of not wanting to marry Will just took things to a whole new level, and it's not looking good for him. Will Smith and his wife seem to be caught up in a lot of controversies right now, but it looks like Jada has had it and might be jumping ship from their marriage soon. Did Jada want to marry someone else? Is she leaving Will? At this point, it's public knowledge that Will Smith and Jada have been dealing with a lot of issues related to their marriage. And amid all of that, Jada's revelation just might change the trajectory of things completely, and while at it, left a trail of jaws dropping. According to reports, not only did Jada cry, the bad kind, on her wedding day, she also tagged it as horrible and claimed she never even wanted to be married to the actor in the first place. It got even more captivating when fans found out the revelation came several years before they became the poster for controversial couples. It happened during an episode of her show, The Red Table Talk, back in October 2018, where she, alongside her husband, their daughter Willow, and Jada's mom, Adrienne Banfield Jones, spoke about it, and she openly admitted that she never agreed with the construct of marriage and still doesn't. Those words seem from her reminiscing about the last, and that was only the beginning. She went on explaining that although she did fall for Will, things changed 2 years into the relationship after they learned she was pregnant with their son Jaden, and the prospect of marriage immediately took center stage. While talking about the pregnancy, Jada said she cried all night long because she didn't want her life to change. I really didn't want to get married, Jada said. Will added, we only got married because Gammy, Banfield Jones, was crying.
I really didn't want to get married, but...
We only got married because Gammy was crying.
Even though Will seemed to agree with the notion of both of them not wanting to get married, Jada seemed a bit more convinced that the Oscar Award winner, as she reiterated her distaste for the concept of marriage several other times during the show, all the while Banfield Jones explained how strongly she was advocating that the two be wedded. Jada went on to explain that she was basically forced into tying the knot with Will by her mother, and also added that marriage wasn't the thing for her. I was under so much pressure being a young actress, being young and pregnant, Jada added. I didn't know what to do, but I just knew I never wanted to be married. I didn't want to get married, and now Gammy's gone running to Will crying about how I don't want to have a wedding. Now I'm being forced to have a wedding when really I just wanted it to be the two of us, her and Will, on a mountain, because this is serious business. Although Banfield Jones did apologize for not listening to her daughter at the time, but then she went on to reveal some more shocking news about their wedding. According to her, the wedding was horrible. It was a mess. Jada was sick. She was very unpleasant. When she was sick, she didn't cooperate. I was so upset that I had to have a wedding. I was so eat off, Jada said. I went crying down the freaking aisle. I cried the whole way. Expectedly, the revelation prompted a lot of reactions from the fans. And while some people think they are everything that is wrong with the concept of marriage, some others believe that it doesn't get better than that Will and Jada love. One user wrote, I really think Will needs to divorce her. I want to believe she's not the kind of woman Will imagined himself with, and he's just too heartbroken over the way things have played out to Earth, methinks with her. If he's okay with the way their marriage played out, that it's driven him to this, I mean, he's just not okay. Another user countered that with there's nothing wrong with their marriage and that people were just bringing their personal feelings into their issue. I don't think there's any evidence for this other than your feelings. Smith has said multiple times that he's fine with their marriage and that other people blow things out of proportion in his name. I wonder how much of these assumptions are because folks have parasocial relationships with celebrities. While everyone in the comment section was playing it safe, some fans took things up a notch and brought up Jada's past involvements, or should I say entanglement, into the mix. Talking about her relationship with August Alsina, one user wrote, nah, sleeping with a friend of your kids is much worse. Jaden becoming friends with his mom's boyfriend just makes him look weird. Another user then swooped in to Jada's rescue, stating that there was more to the story than just that. The way Will and Jada tell it is that a few years earlier, she and Will were on the rocks, and basically over. And while they were separated, she had a sexual relationship with August Alsina. But they patched things up, they claim, and they probably wouldn't have ever addressed it publicly, except that August started running his mouth about it. Well, we can't really blame the fans for bringing up Jada's past, as her ties to August actually did a major number on her marriage. According to reports, Jada got involved with August when he was staying with them while dealing with some health issues. At first, she was basically just a companion, but things morphed into a full-fledged relationship later, and it kind of blew up only after August announced it, and it got tabled in her show. Although she claimed that she and Will were going through some problems and had been separated at the time, but the fact still remains that they were still married when it happened, which is why everyone seems to be taking shots at Jada for being the problem of their marriage. However, the actress doesn't seem the least bit bothered about what anyone, including her husband, thinks of her idea of marriage. In fact, she made this crystal clear on her show a while back. Will asked Jada, "What was the fundamental bump about the idea of marriage in general that you were against?" And to her utmost surprise, she said the entire thing didn't seem right in her books and still doesn't till now. In her words, "I just never really agreed with the construct. I just don't agree with it. I never have, I still don't. Till death do us part is real for me. It's just all of the rules and ideas." She was then asked if it was the construct of a wife that she disagreed with. And then Jada confirmed that it's the things you can't do as a wife that she doesn't like. Although it's unclear which specific things she's referring to, based on her reply, it's a little obvious that Jada probably sees the concept of marriage as a sort of cage for her person. Could that be on the aspect of being with one man? While we can't say that idea is wrong in its general sense, it's a little weird coming from Jada because she happens to live in the same construct she claims not to agree with. And even though she has claimed the idea of marriage doesn't make sense to her, Jada has repeatedly shocked the world by publicly praising her husband. One of the first instances of this took place in August 2009, when the actress said at an interview that it's important for a couple to be friends first. She went on saying, "Will knows more about me than my girlfriends. Passion and fire come and go, but friendship lasts forever." She also mentioned why she thinks her and Will work so well together. She explained, "Will and I are yin and yang. He's all sky, vast and bright and soaring, and I'm all earth. I'm here to ground him, and he's here to help me fly." Later in December 2014, Jada told the same publication that mentally challenging each other is a bonus in a relationship, specifically her relationship. She said, "It's a big turn on for me to be spiritually and intellectually challenged by Will. To me, it's like foreplay." At the moment, it's unclear if Jada plans to leave, as there have been not any specific reports, and Jada has pretty much been going back and forth with Will. But judging by her actions and recent occurrences, fans might be in for a big surprise soon. Tell us what you think is going on with them. That's it for today. See you next time.